Welcome back, yoginis and inspired to be yoginis. Hello students, welcome back to another introduction video. Once again, please watch first before attempting. I recommend watching all the poses, then rewind and do them, but maybe you want to watch first, rewind and do that pose, whatever works for you. Make sure you warm up. I recommend 6 to 10 minutes of like dancing or any kind of, Tai Chi, or do a couple of sun salutations before you get started. All right. Seated spinal twist. There's a couple variations that you can do. I'm going to show you from easy to hardest, and I do this because maybe you want to do the easier version at the beginning of a sequence or at the beginning of a class or as a warm-up. So when I say easy, that doesn't necessarily mean better or worse. Okay, so basic seated spinal twist, you're just going to be in Sukhasana, one leg in front of the other, having both hands on the knees, lengthening the spine, rolling the shoulders back, and looking over one shoulder, then the other shoulder. You can take this a little bit farther, bringing one hand back and the opposite hand to the knee. Deeper stretch. And exhale, deeper stretch. I recommend trying all of these to see which one works for you. I'd say at level 2, you're gonna have one leg straight. I'll go to the side. One leg straight. Make sure you're on your sit bones. Once again, you can use a pillow or roll up the mat if you need to. And then crossing the other leg. Remember that it's always gonna be the top leg is going to be the opposite arm. So my opposite arm is going to go across the leg, and it can be straight or bent like this. Straight's a little bit easier. Then you're going to use the same hand as the top leg behind you to straighten the back even more, kind of like a kickstand, and then twisting over. Exhale, release. Doing a counter stretch is really important when you're doing the level 2 or 3 versions. Go ahead, do the other side. So why do we do twists anyways? I'm always confused with myself. We do twists because it's really good at aiding digestion. Why is that? Well, when you twist your body like this, you're cutting off blood flow to the organs. Then when you untwist, fresh blood comes to the organs, and that is how it aids in digestion. You can even do a practice that has many twists in it if you're working on improving your digestion. I just wouldn't recommend more than 2 heavy twist sequences a week, just because it can be really intense. You're also strengthening and stretching you're always working your transverse abdominis, but your oblique muscles. Your obliques are your side abs, so when you're twisting, you're contracting, strengthening, and then the other side is stretching. And then finally, you're doing the seated twists with both legs bent. This may not be available for everyone, depending on how flexible your hips are, and don't worry if you can't do it. Doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you. So it will be the same thing, so both legs are bent. Once again, opposite arm to top leg. And then gentle counter twist, and then doing the other side. Okay. Next seated pose is head to knee pose. We'll do a side view once again. So you're gonna have one leg bent, one leg straight. The bent leg, the foot is touching the inner thigh. Make sure your hips are underneath you once again, or use a pillow or roll up a mat. Gluing the shoulders back. Exhale, engage the core, lengthen up and hinge forward. Your hands can touch the mat, your thighs, maybe some blocks, or the foot. If they do touch the foot, you can always give yourself a little nice massage here, or even stretch the calf even more by gently pressing on the foot. And you're tucking the chin. You can hold this pose for quite a long time. And as you exhale, each time you can get closer and closer to the knee. This is another bilateral pose, so we recommend doing on both sides. The monolateral pose of that would be staff pose with both feet forward.